Recently, I decided to check out a series called Solo Leveling, and like many who've done the same, I had to keep going. The hype is real, and the fan base is strong.
I really liked the 5 chapters I read. I'm really interested. I want to read it even more.
Oh, look at that art, man. It's just awesome. I love this, dude. I'm so excited about this comic.
Solo Leveling, the first 11 chapters, is really freaking good. It is really good.
He did it! He did it! Look at the smile on his face, bro! Look at the smile!
Solo Leveling originated as an online novel, which was adapted into a webcomic, perhaps its most popular form. That webcomic was then adapted into physical form, a manhwa, the term for a Korean comic book. So I look at these wildly ecstatic reaction videos and the sky-high user reviews, and, as I often ask on this channel, why? What makes Solo Leveling so popular and so exciting? I had given it some thought and concluded that the reasons for its appeal are quite simple. One day, a portal opens up, which connects Earth to a world of monsters. At the same time, some people gain the ability to hunt these monsters. These are known as hunters, who are classified as different ranks based on their power. The dungeons, which open at different places at different times, contain monsters whose threat level corresponds with the rank of the hunters. Defeating these monsters not only keeps our world safe, but it earns the hunters money. Solo Leveling can be classified as a power fantasy. This is a derisive label given to stories where the main character, usually a man, seems unremarkable at first, but then goes on to fight larger-than-life enemies without much trouble. The general lack of trouble comes from an upgraded power or level of skill. This type of story is looked down upon by those who believe themselves to have more sophisticated tastes in art because they're seen as indulging the viewer instead of challenging them. The power fantasy protagonist often acquires great power easily and early, bypassing the potential to show a more dramatically realistic path in the pain that it takes to earn great power. But there's no reason every piece of entertainment needs to be challenging to the viewer, and Solo Leveling makes no apologies for what it is. Our main character, Sung Jin-woo, starts off as one of the lowest ranked hunters. On top of that, he has earned the moniker of World's Weakest Hunter. Ouch. He's a skinny kid too. Once he goes through his reawakening, he's given a list of challenges on a floating stat screen. When he completes these physical quotas, his body changes and he starts to turn heads. I think one of the most alluring desires in life is to prove people wrong, to be justified, to be vindicated. Sung Jin-woo is no longer weak. Not only has his body been revived, but so has his reputation. Proving people wrong is about second chances. And whether we're talking about the past or the present, we all likely want a second chance at something. I'll admit, I'm only 32 chapters into this story that I've heard goes on for well over 100 chapters. But so far, Solo Leveling looks like it keeps a tight focus on the monster hunting part of the story, without wandering away too far into family drama, romance, and other such things. You're never left waiting too long for more of the action. You might think this would make the story repetitive and shallow, but Solo Leveling keeps you on your toes with the conflict that arises between hunters, as well as the mystery and nature of the monsters themselves. Sung Jin-woo doesn't just face bigger and more numerous monsters, but monsters that are challenging in surprising and revelatory ways. The more you learn about them, the more you'll want to keep learning. The pages are very pleasing to look at, featuring an electric blue palette, motion blur, and a generally superb use of character expression and blocking. If you're going to have hunters battle monsters, you gotta have the art style to match. The fan base of an entertainment property tends to be in the best shape when the story is still going and in high quality, and or when there are still adaptations to look forward to. The solo leveling fandom is still thriving because we haven't even gotten an anime adaptation yet, which is how stories like Attack on Titan or The Promised Neverland truly reached a casual, worldwide audience. After that, we could see a solo leveling anime movie, a video game, a trading card game, who knows? Solo leveling is a suspenseful, action-packed tale of heroism and fantasy, and it might just inspire you to level up in your own life.